Hey ladies, thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please remember to subscribe so that you can see more videos just like this. Today's look is one of my go-to everyday 5-minute face looks. It's a very natural look, so let's get started. Using my Unique pigment in the color GIDDY, this is my go-to color. If you've seen any of my other videos, this is the transition color that I lean to the most. I'm going to use a large blending brush and I'm just going to push this into the crease and sweep it over my eyelid as well. Before doing this, I already did prep my entire face and my eyelids with the Glorious Primer because I love that. Plus you want to let that sit into your skin before you do the rest of your face makeup. Once that's blended in, I'm going to go in with the Unique pigment called Beautiful, which is just a nice soft light brown. I'm going to push that in with just a regular shader brush. And I'm going to focus in at the crease and just kind of hollow that out, define that area. And I'm not going to really push this onto my eyelid. I'm just going to go over, like I said, into that crease. A little bit on the outskirts, focusing a little bit on the V, and not bringing it too far all the way in, but just kind of moving that color around. Once you've got that color nicely into the V, you can then bring it down over the eyelid because your brush is basically empty at that point, and that just helps blend it out. But when we put the color directly on the brush, you want to focus it in at the crease instead of the eyelid. Really just bringing attention to that crease, giving it some definition and some depth. Next, we're going to go in with a small shader brush in the color Sexy, which is also one of our Unique pigments. This is one of my absolute favorite highlighter colors. I'm going to go in with the flat side of my shader brush and I'm just going to pat that over my eyelid. I do like to spray my brush either with the rose water or just dip it in regular water and get it nice and damp. That way the pigment really adheres to it and it will really stick. Another option is to use one of our Splurge cream shadows. So either one of those are options. I'm just patting this over my actual eyelid, so I'm going right up to the crease, but not going into the crease, if that makes sense. So you just want to go right up to where we last left the color Beautiful. If you have hooded eyelids and your eyelid is typically doesn't show once your eyes are open, you're going to want to bring this up past your crease. I don't have hooded eyelids, so when my eyes are open you can see that little piece of the what I call the mobile eyelid, meaning the part of the eyelid that moves when your eyes open and close. So if you're not going to be able to see this if you have hooded eyes, you want to bring that up into the crease. Just a little bit of a different technique. You'll see I also went and highlighted underneath my eyebrows. Now I'm going to go in with a pencil brush and I'm going to use a dark brown in the color called Provoked. It's like a clay type of a color. One of my go-to colors. I can't get away from it. And I'm going to just sweep this back over where I put the Beautiful originally and just sweep it into the crease and just blend those colors that we've got so far. Also, this just helps get rid of any lines. Now I'm going in with the Precision Eyeliner Pencil and I'm going in with the black, which is the color Perfect, and I'm just lightly sweeping a line over my eyelid. You don't have to be extremely precise with this. It's not like a very bold line. This is just sweeping in right at my lash line so that when my eyes are open, my lashes have a little bit of definition at the roots. One thing I like about this eyeliner is that it lasts all day, and you can go as dark as you want it by just layering it, or you can keep it pretty light. It's great. Also, while it's drying, you can really smudge that in with a brush and make it almost like a kohl liner from, that you would get from MAC or any of the other places. But once it's dried, it goes on, it stays on, so it won't continue smudging all throughout the day like your average blending in kohl type of an eyeliner. Now I'm going in onto the bottom lashes again, just lightly lining. Now I'm going in with a brush, following up, just blending that out. So as I said, once you can do this once the liner is still tacky and a little bit wet. Once it dries, you're not going to get really any budging. So you want to work a little quick down here. This is also a step where I like to tap some color at the bottom and go over that line. Okay, now I'm going back with the blender brush and I'm just blending in. Because we've used a few different shades, I just want to make sure that there's no harsh lines. Also, since my lid is so light compared to my crease, I just, again, want to make sure that from my brow to my lid, it's all blended, so it just kind of ombres up, if you will. And you can see this is just such a nice natural shadow. It just adds so many natural shadows and highlights to your lid. Now I'm going in with the color Velour. This is our cream foundation. I'm just going to smear this in underneath my eyes, along my face. What I like about this is it's full coverage, but it's not thick and cakey like some can be when they're cream. The cream foundations that you apply with a sponge can be a little cakey. If you don't like the sponge, you can absolutely use a brush. I don't mind the sponge for purposes like today. Sometimes I will go over my face with one of my favorite foundation brushes and just kind of make sure that there are no harsh lines. But this sponge will do the trick. Now I'm going in with our pressed powder. This is again the Unique pressed powder in the color Organza. I'm going in with a big fluffy powder brush and I'm just going to set this powder. So we want to set the foundation that we had just put on. Even though it's cream, it still has a tacky wet finish, and you want to make sure that you always set any cream or liquid foundations with a powder. This will help it not budge all day long, which is key. You'll also see on my eyelids, it's a great little view shot, that when blending back and forth, we've really dulled down that harsh lightness from the highlight that I put on my eyelids, so you really only see the highlight when my eyes are open, as opposed to me closing my eyes and you just see the little ring, half moon of my eyelid, which is the look that we're going for today. Once you feel like your powder is where you want it to be, I'm going to swipe on some lip gloss. My favorite lip gloss is the Lovesick. It's kind of sheer, but it's got a pink sparkly tinge to it. Adds just a lot. I love it. Smear that on. Get a nice natural coat. This is perfect for spring and summer. Absolutely perfect. And I'm going to go in and curl my eyelashes. I always curl them before I do the mascara, just to make sure that they are in the position before I start the mascara process. You can curl your lashes after using the fiber lash, but I found a lot of times, you have to wait till it's fully dry, and most of the times with 2 little kids, I'm running out of the house, so I do it beforehand, get that out of the way. Also, I like to pinch and then pull up slightly. Alright, hair's coming down. That means mascara's going on. Woohoo! I'm going to spare you the in-depth. You've seen it before. I'm going to put it on now, along with my bronzer and my blush, and voila, there you are. Complete. Now I can run to the grocery store, run out, take some errands. I have makeup on my face. I look complete, but it's not overdone. It's not a lot, just a little. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, please subscribe.